When Philadelphia faced off against Brooklyn on the 25th of January, James Harden went beast mode. But what did the Beard have to say following the game? Well, he made sure to keep it real. After his outing in the 76ers win, James said he knew that he had to go get a bucket in the clutch, and luckily for him, he got the chance to do just that on multiple occasions. Harden continued that he managed to get in his bag, and that ultimately allowed him to carry Philly in the crunch time. The Beard's contributions in the fourth were massive because his star teammate Joel Embiid couldn't get it going on offense. And the momentum was on the Nets side as they rallied back from a 17-point deficit and tied the game at 120 with around 4 minutes remaining. But James reminded everyone that he's a cold-blooded killer. When the athlete was asked if the game meant something more to him than any other contest since it was against his former team, he plainly said, no. Following that, Harden made it clear that he doesn't care about the outside noise or any of the narratives that try to make things more dramatic than they actually are. Instead, he only cares about winning and going to work. Honestly, that's the best mentality to have, so I really hope things keep working out well for him. Though with all this talk about his performance against the Nets, I think it's important for me to highlight his stats and best plays of the game. Just a heads up, they're pretty impressive. We all know that Harden no longer takes over 20 shots a night, so of course his scoring numbers are lower. But he's still one of the most impactful players in the league. In the Brooklyn game, Harden put up 23 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block.
They are from the cup. No, you're approaching under 10.
Harden comes back and answers the first field goal.
While having insane shooting splits of 50, 50, 85.7. And most of those points came in the clutch. As I told you earlier, the tide was in Brooklyn's favor once they erased the deficit. But when Harden took matters into his own hands, Philly fans at home and in attendance breathed a massive sigh of relief. His first big play came with a little under 4 minutes remaining in the game. He calmly dribbled the ball, went between his legs, and stepped back for 3. Sure enough, he cashed in on it to give Philadelphia a 3-point lead and their first field goal in nearly 5 minutes up to that point. But he didn't stop there. On the very next possession, he ISO'd Seth Curry, went between his legs a bunch of times, and stepped back before drilling another shot from downtown to give his team a 4-point lead. And when the 76ers were back in control until the final 30 seconds, when once again James scored a tough layup to give Philadelphia a 4-point lead. But this game wasn't the first time James showed up big time for the 76ers in the fourth. Yep, he was just as good when Philly faced off against the Jazz. The Beard and JoJo went crazy on the 14th of January as they combined for a staggering 61 points. Harden had 31, and guess what? He scored 18 of them in the fourth. He was literally doing it all this quarter. Not only did he drill 4 shots from beyond the arc within just 4 minutes, but he even hit a clutch 2-pointer with less than 30 seconds left to give Philly a 1-point lead. What's more, his playmaking was elite too, as he dished out 11 dimes, including a behind-the-back pass that resulted in Embiid hitting the game winner. Harden and Joel really are a formidable duo, and with how both of them are playing, they might just achieve something that hasn't been done in decades. But what's this feat that they may be able to accomplish? Well, first I'm going to set the stage. Right now, Joel Embiid's leading the league in scoring with a jaw-dropping average of 33.8 points per game. James Harden, on the other hand, is currently averaging 11.2 assists per game, which leads all other NBA players. Sure, he isn't eligible to be at the top of the assists ladder right now because he's missed some games, but as long as he stays healthy, he'll likely be number 1 on that list by the end of the season. So do you see where I'm going with this? Embiid and Harden just might be the first duo in 41 years to win the scoring and assist titles in the very same season. The last time this happened was in 1982 when George Gervin and Johnny Moore achieved the feat. And since then, not a single duo's been able to do that. Just think about it. We've seen some OP duos for the past few decades. There was Kareem and Magic, Stockton and Malone, Shaq and Kobe, LeBron and D-Wade, KD and Curry, yet none of them were able to do this. If JoJo and the Beard can get the job done, they'll be in some super elite territory.
Claxton says, I've got an advantage. It's speed. Even in my second jump, I'm going to go take advantage.
But they gave Philly another point. And now Embiid gets to the rim. Claxton Don't block that one.
It's clear as day that Philly's better than ever this season thanks to the duo, so I'm sure they have their eyes on the prize. And I think the prize could definitely be theirs. After Embiid and Harden destroyed Nikola Jokic's Denver Nuggets, it's safe to say that the 76ers have cemented themselves as true title contenders. Despite the rough start, the team has a fantastic record of 13-16, the third best record in the entire NBA as of now. They're second in the East and currently on a 7-game win streak. Harden and Joel have been doing an excellent job of holding things down for the team, and as long as they keep doing what they're doing, the 76ers will be a tough team to beat. And most importantly, the team has a lot of depth and good players as well.
Levels on the floor, though. Long, athletic, outstanding length and quickness.
Step back three, around and down for Tyrese Maxey.
After all, they have Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, George Niang, and more. So I'd be surprised if a team with such a talented roster doesn't at least make it to the finals. Philadelphia's having their best season since 2019, and once again, Joel Embiid's at the forefront. But instead of having someone like Ben Simmons by his side, he has a superstar like Harden as his new partner in crime. Though, now that I brought up Ben, there's an important question that needs to be answered. Who won the Harden-Simmons trade? Yes, I know that it wasn't just a simple James for Ben swap, but no matter what, I'll always think the 76ers won the trade. Harden's a terrific scorer and playmaker, and most importantly, he meshes really well with Embiid. His averages and efficiency have been phenomenal this season, and without him, JoJo and the 76ers wouldn't be nearly as good as they currently are. The beard automatically elevates the squad to a championship contender because that's just how impactful he is. Big Ben, on the other hand, has basically done nothing for the Nets since his arrival.
Hits Simmons, gets into the paint, and gets the bounce. So Ben Simmons.
He somehow plays with less heart and passion than before, and that's pretty evident from the fact that he's putting up career lows in a bunch of stat categories. Sure, Brooklyn also got Seth Curry, who's been pretty solid, but he's not good enough for me to say the Nets won the trade. I'm aware that the James Harden experiment didn't work out too well for Brooklyn, but having him on the squad right now would have been 10 times better for the Nets as compared to having Simmons. Though all that aside, I'm happy for Harden. He's in a great spot right now where he has a chance of winning his first ring, and if that does happen, it'll be a great moment to witness. So from Harden keeping it real to the Sixers' amazing performances against Brooklyn, that was how the Beard reacted to his terrific outing against the Nets.
Playing keep away right now. Brooklyn backs off. Philly gets the win. 6 straight victories for the 76ers.